The money hit my account the next morning, and it felt heavier than it looked. It wasn't just a number. It was my old life turned into digits, my safety, my last excuse, my last bridge back. I stared at it for a long time, like looking too closely would change it. 30 days. That countdown didn't live on a calendar anymore. It lived in my chest. I made coffee and sat at my desk before sunrise. The house was still asleep. No noise, no questions, no judgment, just the glow of my screen and the quiet hum of possibility. This was supposed to be the moment I became disciplined, professional, calm. I told myself I would treat this like a business. I would risk small. I would follow the rules. I would not try to impress anyone. And that's exactly when the market started testing me. The first hour was nothing but waiting. Candles forming slowly, like the chart was breathing on purpose just to mess with my head. I watched my setup almost appear, then disappear. Almost appear, then disappear. The longer I waited, the louder my thoughts got. I started hearing my dad's voice in the silence. 30 days. Prove it works. No excuses. I could feel the pressure trying to push me into action, like doing something, anything would make the anxiety go away. Then I saw it. The pattern I'd been studying all week. Clean movement. A break and a retest. The kind of setup that looks like a textbook screenshot. My heart sped up. I felt that rush, like my brain was saying, "This is it. This is the moment you turn your life around." I hovered over the button and repeated my rules in my head. Risk small. Stop loss set. No revenge trading. If you break the rules, you stop for the day. I entered. At first, it went my way. Just a little. The price moved a few ticks in my direction, and that tiny green number on my screen did something dangerous to my mind. It didn't feel like profit. It felt like validation. Like proof that I wasn't crazy. Like proof that I wasn't unemployed. I was early. Then the candle snapped back. It happened so fast it felt personal. The price dipped, hit my stop, and closed the trade like it never existed. My screen went flat. My account balance dropped. Not by a lot. The loss was small, perfectly acceptable, exactly within my plan. But my body didn't react like it was small. My chest tightened as if I'd just been punched. My hands got cold. My brain didn't say, "Good trade, good risk." My brain said, "You're failing. You're wasting time. You're proving your dad right." And that's where the real problem started. I told myself it was fine. I told myself losses are part of the game. I told myself professionals lose all the time. But I didn't feel like a professional. I felt like someone standing on thin ice, hearing it crack. So I did what beginners do when they're scared. I tried to fix the feeling. I looked for another trade immediately. Not because the setup was there, but because my ego needed relief. I started lowering my standards. I convinced myself that a decent setup was good enough. I widened my stop just a little because I didn't want to be wrong again. I increased my size just a little because I wanted the next win to matter. Just a little, just once. That's how it always starts. The second trade didn't go my way either. It hovered, teased, then dropped. I watched the red number grow, and instead of taking the stop like my rules said, my finger froze. My mind started bargaining. It'll come back. It's just a shakeout. I'm early, that's all. If I close now, I lock in failure. The stop hit anyway. 2 losses, still not catastrophic, still manageable, still within what a disciplined trader would call a normal day. But the voice in my head wasn't disciplined. The voice in my head was desperate. I leaned back in my chair and stared at the ceiling, trying to breathe slowly. I could feel my brain searching for dopamine like an addict searching for a hit. A win would calm me down. A win would shut everyone up. A win would make this day feel like progress instead of humiliation. I checked my phone without thinking. No messages, no support, just silence. The house was still asleep, and for a moment, I wished someone would walk in and force me to stop. Because deep down, I already knew I was entering a dangerous state. I told myself I would take a break. I stood up, walked to the kitchen, drank water, came back. But I didn't feel better. The losses were still there, sitting in my head like an unpaid bill. So I opened the chart again. And this time, I didn't even pretend it was a good setup. I clicked in on movement that looked close enough, and the moment I did, the market moved against me like it was waiting. The red number climbed faster. My heart started pounding. My breathing got shallow. I could feel heat in my face. I should have stopped. I knew it. I could literally see my own rule in the notebook beside my keyboard. If you break the rules, you stop for the day. But I didn't stop, because stopping would mean admitting the truth. I wasn't trading. I was coping. The trade kept bleeding. I stared at the stop-loss line like it was a door I refused to open. And when the price got close, I did the one thing that turns a small problem into a nightmare. I moved the stop. Just a little. Just to give it room. Just to let it work. I told myself it was strategy. It was not. It was fear. The market didn't care that I was afraid. It didn't care about my 30 days. It didn't care about my family. It didn't care that this money felt like my future. The candle dropped again, and suddenly, the loss wasn't small anymore. I sat forward, hands hovering, eyes locked on the screen like staring harder would change the outcome. My brain went into panic math. If I make it back today, I'll be fine. If I take one good trade, I'll recover. If I just... Then it hit my mind like a flash of lightning. I could lose a lot more than I planned. Not because the market was evil. Not because my setup was wrong. But because I was losing control. I looked at the account balance and felt my stomach sink. The number wasn't destroyed, but it was damaged. And the way it was damaged mattered. It wasn't a clean loss. It was an emotional loss. The kind that leaves a stain. I closed the trade manually with shaking hands. The moment I did, the chart bounced. Of course it did. It bounced like the market was laughing. Like it wanted to show me what discipline would have earned me if I'd been patient. The price climbed right past my entry, and I watched it run without me, and that moment hurt more than the money. Because it confirmed the cruelest truth. I didn't lose because I didn't know. I lost because I couldn't tolerate being wrong. I sat there in silence for a long time, listening to my own heartbeat slow down. I felt empty, like someone had unplugged me. The rush was gone. The adrenaline faded. All that was left was the weight. Then I heard footsteps. My mom. She walked past the doorway and paused. She didn't come in. She didn't ask about trading. She just looked at me the way you look at someone you love when you don't know how to help them. "Everything okay?" she asked softly. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to protect her from the truth. I wanted to protect myself from admitting it out loud. So I nodded and said the easiest lie. "Yeah, just learning." She nodded, but her eyes didn't believe me. She walked away, and I felt something sharp in my chest. Because it wasn't just my dad I had to prove wrong. It was the fear in my mother's voice. I opened my notebook again. The page with my rules stared back like an accusation. And for the first time since I quit, I realized something terrifying. Discipline isn't a personality trait. It's a moment-by-moment choice. And I had failed that choice 3 times in one morning. I wrote one sentence at the top of a fresh page, slowly, like carving it into my brain. Today I learned what fear does to my hands. Then I wrote another sentence underneath it. If I can't control myself, the market will do it for me. I closed the notebook, shut the laptop, and sat there with my hands on my knees like I was trying to ground myself back into reality. The room felt too quiet. The day felt too short. My head felt too loud. And then my phone buzzed. A message from my dad. Not a long message. Not a speech. Just a reminder that he was counting the days even if I wasn't. "How's it going?" I stared at the screen, my throat tight. I didn't reply. I couldn't. Because any answer would be either a lie or a confession. And that's when I realized the biggest danger wasn't losing money. The biggest danger was trying to win back respect with a chart. That night, I didn't sleep well. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw red candles dropping and my finger moving the stop like it was possessed. I woke up before sunrise again, sat at my desk, and looked at the market like it was a mirror. I didn't want another trade. I wanted redemption. And that's exactly what destroys beginners. So I made a decision small, simple, but harder than any strategy. I would not trade until I could explain why I traded yesterday. Not to make money, not to learn, the real why. Because until I understood that, I wasn't going to become a trader. I was going to become a warning. And the next day, I would either build my first real discipline, or I would burn the rest of my severance trying to feel in control. In episode 3, something finally changed, but not because I got smarter, because I got honest. And the first money I made didn't feel like winning. It felt like surviving.